it's time for a very important topic, and that is comments. I cannot go any longer without using comments. I'm going to show you what I mean right now. Quickly do a new Colab notebook. Go to colab.research.google.com, click on new notebook, and go ahead and put comments as your title. It keeps doing that. Please don't do that. Comments. In the old days of Mac, you didn't have to deal with that stuff. Okay, so what is a comment? Well, this is a comment. What does that mean? Okay, when you do the hashtag in a coding cell, that is a it's not, Python doesn't do anything. Like, it just says, oh, this line is a comment, I'm going to move on to the next line. So if you press Shift Enter to run that, the cell is actually going to run, but nothing happens. There's no output. Note that this is different than, say, if you go up to the top here. Well, I want to add a text cell at the top. Maybe put a hashtag here and say comments. And then I'll even add another text cell and say what they are. Comments are typically used to explain code. Okay. So I'm going to delete this unnecessary cell at the top. Colab notebooks, Jupyter notebooks, are unique in terms of that you do have the option to explain code using these text cells. But comments are actually used to explain the code itself typically. So for instance, if you want to do a new code cell, which note you can do this plus code or Command and B on a Mac, Control and B on Windows. And then let's say I want to do something like show the type of 3 divided by 4. Well, I would write in type 3 divided by 4. So what's happening there, see, the comment is actually explaining the code. And I actually use comments all the time when I'm teaching or finalizing notebooks. I don't use them as often when I code because they do take time. When it comes to my practice and yours, again, you don't have to use them, but they can be very helpful. Okay, so I'll leave the comments up to you. Do note that anytime you're going to publish a notebook, share it with others in terms of like a final product, you want to have the comments in there. And probably the most important piece, I will write this as a comment, comments are very helpful to understand code later. Yes, I'm someone who has been burned by this. What I mean is this, like I wrote an iPhone app, I don't know when it was, like over 6 years ago, in Swift. I don't use Swift now. I don't remember Swift. So when I look at the code without the comments, it's hard to understand what's actually happening. So it's actually helpful for you in the future. Long term, you want to use comments. Here's another cool thing you can do. If you want to do like, again, I'm emphasizing that square root piece. You can say what you're doing here. Watch this, on the same line. I usually do it on another line, but you can do it on the same line. So that's the square root of 9. And furthermore, if you want to do 2 lines of comments, second line, that doesn't work because it's done by line. So you would actually need a hashtag in there to fix it. Okay. Emphasis, second hashtag needed. Okay, so that's a little bit on comments.